Do you really need three different standards for medical devices? Or could one be enough? When you first look at medical device development, it can feel confusing. There is risk management, software development, and quality processes, each with its own standard. So here's the question. Why isn't there just one standard that covers everything? And more importantly, how do these standards actually work together in practice? Because understanding this is not just theoretical. It directly affects how systems are developed and how safety is ensured. In this video, we break it down step by step and make the interaction between these standards clear. Why do we actually need multiple standards? Let's think about what a medical device really is. It is not just hardware. It includes software. It interacts with users, and it operates in a safety-critical environment. So here is the question. Can one single standard really cover all of this? Risk management, software behavior, and development processes all have very different requirements. Each of these areas introduces its own challenges, and more importantly, its own risks. This is why medical device development is split into different domains, and each domain is addressed by a specific standard. So what are the key standards you actually need to know? In medical device development, there are three main standards. But here's the important question. Do they all do the same thing? Or does each one have a specific role? ISO 14971 focuses on risk management. IEC 62304 focuses on software development. And ISO 13485 defines the quality management system. So instead of one standard, you have three, each covering a different aspect, and only together, they form a complete framework for safe medical device development. Let's start with ISO 14971. This standard focuses on risk management. It defines how hazards are identified, how risks are evaluated, and how they are controlled. But here is the key question. What is the main goal of all of this? The answer is simple: patient safety. Every hazard must be understood and reduced to an acceptable level. This process does not happen once. It continues throughout the entire life cycle. And one important point. ISO 14971 is a core standard, but it is not the only one. It works together with other standards as part of a larger framework. Now let's look at IEC 62304. This standard focuses on software, and software plays a critical role in most medical devices today. So here is the question. Is software just another component, or does it require a completely different approach? IEC 62304 defines the software lifecycle, from development to verification to release and maintenance. It also introduces software safety classes. These define how critical the software is. The higher the risk, the stricter the requirements. And this is key. Software behavior is often not visible, which makes control and verification even more important. Now let's look at ISO 13485. This standard defines the quality management system. But here is the key question. Who ensures that all development activities are actually done correctly? That risk is managed, software is developed properly, and everything is documented? This is exactly what the quality management system does. It defines processes, ensures documentation, and enables traceability. In other words, it does not define what you build. It defines how you build it. And this is critical, because without structured processes, even good engineering can fail. So how do these standards actually work together? Let's think about this step by step. Risk management defines what is critical. It tells you what hazards exist and what must be controlled. Software implements these requirements. It turns safety requirements into actual system behavior, and quality management ensures that everything is done correctly and consistently. Now here is the key question. What happens if one of these elements is missing? If risk is not defined, you don't know what to protect. If software is not controlled, you cannot ensure correct behavior. If processes are missing, you cannot guarantee consistency. This is why all three standards must work together. If you have worked in other industries, this might look familiar. In automotive, standards like ISO 26262 define functional safety. In aerospace, ARP 4761A and D 0178C are used. So here is the question. Do you see similarities? All these domains deal with safety-critical systems. They all aim to ensure safe behavior. But the structure is different. In medical devices, safety is distributed across multiple standards. In automotive, it is more centralized. And in aerospace, it is based on analysis methods. Understanding these differences helps you transfer knowledge across domains. What challenges arise in practice? Working with these standards is not just about understanding them individually. The real challenge is how they interact. Risk management, software development, and quality processes must all align. Another major challenge is complexity. You are not dealing with a single system, but multiple domains at once. Documentation is also a big topic. Medical device development requires extensive documentation. So here's the question. Where do you think most teams struggle? Is it understanding the standards or applying them consistently? In most cases, it is the interaction between them. There are several common misunderstandings when it comes to medical device standards. One of the most common is the belief that one standard is enough. But as we've seen, that is not the case. Another misconception is treating standards as independent. In reality, they are tightly connected. Some also underestimate the role of processes. But without structured processes, even good engineering can fail. And here is an important question. Are these standards just about documentation? Or are they about ensuring real system safety? The answer is clear. They are about understanding and controlling complex systems. Let's summarize the key points. Medical device development is not based on a single standard. Instead, multiple standards work together. Risk management, software development, and quality processes each address a different domain. But here's the key takeaway. They cannot be separated. They must work together as part of one system. So here's a final question. If you had to focus on just one area, where would you start? Risk, software, or processes? Understanding the interaction between them is what ultimately ensures a safe and compliant product. If you want to go beyond this introduction to medical device standards, we offer a wide range of online training programs on our website. In medical devices, we cover risk management based on ISO 14971, software development with IEC 62304, and quality management according to ISO 13485. We also provide training in automotive and aerospace systems. You can find the link in the video description and in the pinned comment below. If you found this video helpful, feel free to like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I'm curious, which of these standards would you like to explore next? ISO 14971, IEC 62304, or ISO 13485. And if you're interested in cross-domain safety, you might also want to check out our videos on ISO 26262, ARP 4761A, and D0178C.